Hello everyone, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. We're back on TS Classic, Train Simulator Classic 2024 as it's now known, of course, and we're on the Harrogate Loop, version 2.3, although the thumbnail for it does say 2.2. I did have a word with Tom yesterday in case I had the wrong version, but he assures me it's just the thumbnail that needs updating, so if you do have that, it'll probably show 2.2, but it isn't, it's 2.3. We're on a service going to York. All stops to York. Hello driver, you're currently sat at Leeds station, about to start your stopping service to York. You'll be stopping at all stations on the direct line except for Church Fenton, and begin by opening your door. So let's get it unpaused, shall we? I'm not going to put the driver vigilance on because I want to be able to go out of the cab without risk of getting emergency braked every 2 minutes. We are in the Armstrong Powerhouse 150/2, as you can see, which is part of this standard scenario which comes with the route. It is service 2T19. We'll have a talk about that once we get going, because I don't want to fall too far behind with doing all the talking and then being miles behind in the timetable. That won't do, will it? Let's get everything set up, shall we? And then we'll talk about what we need to do. We'll get the headlights on. Tail lights can go off. Put those on. What else have we got here? We've got the instrument lights, of course. Yeah, we need those. Destination indicator, we'll put that on anyway, even though it's daytime. And I think, let's just check outside. Everybody is getting on. We've got a couple of minutes to go. So we are 2T19. So let's do this GSMR, which is pretty new to me. It comes on a lot of the AP locos and units. So I need to work out what I'm doing. Somewhere on here there is a registration button. There we go. So we are 2T19. Then we need the signal number. So let's just whoops, we don't want to go under the platform. Then we've got a camera 8. That's probably easier, isn't it? And then if I just fly around here, I can hear the doors closing. We need to get going, so we are L3691. So let's come down here. So we are 369. I think we only need the first. Yeah, we only need the first 3 numbers for that. So there you go. So it's registering the service on the GSMR. So it knows us. It knows it's us. There we go. The service is all set up. Let's take the DRA off. And Crossgates is where we're going first, which I believe, if you're a regular on the channel, is the local station of one of our long-time subscribers, Dave Melody. So, Dave, if you're watching, here we go. We're in your neck of the woods. Right, so we're off to York. Let's make sure I'm not speeding straight away. So this Harrogate Loop is free. It's by On-Track Simulations. There are some requirements for the route, and I think for the route they're all from Steam. They're pretty much all from Steam. So that's where I'm able to get these On-Track Simulation ones. The stuff that I'm missing is for Armstrong Powerhouse, as we've talked about quite a few times. So I've picked this 150/2 up, which is using this scenario. So probably, I've not run this yet, so you'll probably see a couple of other 150/2s going up and down. I think all the other stock that's in this scenario is also AP, so you might not see a lot else, but obviously as I build up the collection, which I fully intend to do, then I'll run this scenario, you know, a few months down the line, and there'll be a little bit more traffic coming backwards and forwards. It's just what happens when you're new to it, isn't it? You can't buy everything at once. But I'm working on it. So yeah, just if you want the route itself, go to On-Track Simulations and just have a quick look, see what the requirements are. you can always do a quick drive if you can't run the actual scenarios that come with it. That's what I've started doing. And just enjoy the route, because it's a really nice route, this. There's a few. On-track simulations also do the northern lines as well. Excuse me. There's another 150. They do the northern lines and the northern lines electric. I've got both of those as well. So I'm enjoying building up some of these routes, some of these non-standard, non-Steam type routes that lots of people are creating. I've got Wigan Southport. That's not an on-track simulations one. I've got a few others. I'm building up the collection, so I'm watching a lot of people's streams and just having a look where I can collect these routes from. And then I've got my trusty Rail Atlas, and I'm looking in there, the UK and Ireland Rail Atlas, and I'm enjoying myself actually just looking at these routes and where they actually run, and looking where they are in relation to other routes. Obviously Harrogate, Leeds, York. I've visited all these places in real life, but the Harrogate Loop itself, I wasn't actually familiar with because I'm pretty new to a lot of the railway stuff. So I never thought I would buy a book like a Rail Atlas. But you know what? It's come in really, really handy, both for TS Classic and for TSW. So I got it for Christmas last year, and I keep picking it up and studying it and looking where we are. So it's good from a geography perspective. Let's have a look outside as we go past. I think this is Neville Hill Depot. Indeed it is. And we got Crossgates coming up in 2.5 miles. About 35 minutes this scenario. What I will say about this particular 150, if you've been watching the TSW videos, that I've always been quite a fan of the 150, which we got from West Cornwall in TSW. Now, a lot of you have said in the comments that the TSW 150, it doesn't drive like a real 150. It seems really sluggish. And I kind of didn't have anything to compare it to. And I thought, for me, as a player, it wasn't bad. Until I played this one. And now I can see exactly what everybody was saying. Because this one really does accelerate. And we'll do it when we come out of Crossgates. We'll do it from the outside. The whole physics and everything seems a lot different with this one. So although you've got to pay a premium price for these units and some of this Armstrong Powerhouse stuff, honestly, you can tell the quality. You really can. And I just realised I was chugging along there and I wasn't even in the full step of throttle. But anyway, let's get to Crossgates and we'll chat some more. There's just a little bit more interaction with these Armstrong Powerhouse units, such as the GSMR, which we did at the beginning, which I quite like because we got GSMR in TSW, of course, but it's not. You can on some units or locos you can do a test sequence. You can't actually do what I just did. It's not a fully operational GSMR. You can't type in your service number. It tends to come up automatically. You can't type in the starting signal number. It's all quite nice, that, for immersion purposes. I do quite like that. So this is Crossgates. We'll see if Dave is on the platform. I don't think he will. He'll be on his PS5 probably, knowing Dave. So I've picked this 150 up. I've not driven it that much, to be fair. I've done a couple of quick drives with it. So let's just test the braking out, because I don't want to shoot through Crossgates, and there's a danger. It took a while to stop that, actually. It did take a while to stop. But we'll get the doors open, shall we? Yeah, you see the front doors are not opening correctly. because we've gone a little bit too far forward. But this is Crossgates. Just while we've got a minute, let's have a quick look at Crossgates, shall we? And I'm getting all my hands tied up here on the keyboard and going to the mouse, just so we can have a look around. I love some of this weathering. Look at this wall where the green stuff is coming down the side, the moss and the damp from the walls. So that's Crossgates. And back to our 150. Doors are closed. We'll buzz the driver back, get the brakes off. So let's do it from outside, shall we? There you go, you see, the acceleration is excellent. Put it straight into notch 7, we're off. And Garforth is next. So they have really nice weathering. So you get a lot of liveries with this 150, as you do with quite a lot of the AP stuff. And obviously the scenario is created with a certain livery in mind, so it just picks it for you, which is quite good. It's not a cheap hobby though. It can be expensive. This is what I'm finding. I mean, just the current Steam sale that's going on right now is a good chance for me to pick up a lot of the standard stuff, what I call the standard stuff, on Steam. I've still spent in this sale. I bet I've spent just under 100 quid, because this TSC is like my like Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's one of my it's kind of like, it's one of my hobbyist games, if you will. So it's something. This is something that I really enjoy playing just in my own time when I'm not putting it on YouTube. I actually really quite getting into the scenarios and stuff on this. So I don't, it's like anything else. You don't mind paying out, do you, when it's a hobby like that? So I spent quite a bit. I've added all sorts to the collection. Lots of loco DLCs. I still don't have every route yet, every UK route, but I'm getting there. But in the case of this Harrogate Loop, it's free. It's a free download if you've got the requirements that you need. So go and check out the manual for it if you fancy it, if you haven't already got it. I know many of you watching it will already have it. So, and if you are playing any other routes that people have created in the community, let me know, because I don't always see them. So if you've got any good ones, drop it in the comments below. I do go on the forums, the DTG forums, to have a look, see what there is I can pick up. So I have a membership to Alan Thompson Sim as well. So I've got Leeds lines, the ECML merge as well. Obviously I've got the West Coast mainline missing link as well. And why am I braking so soon for Garforth? It doesn't matter. We'll just enjoy the run, shall we, rather than worry about being late. We're not on the points, so. But yeah, on Alan Thompson Sim, there's lots of scenarios on there. But again, a lot of them use AP stuff, so I'm a little bit behind. But eventually, I keep downloading the scenarios, and eventually, I'll have enough stock to be able to run quite a few of those. So I'm just building it up. It just takes time. But at least these routes, you can enjoy the actual route. You can just do a quick drive. And it is quite extensive, this loop line, so I think you'll enjoy it, especially if you're from around this area. And now I'm worried if I'm going to stop. I've gone from putting the brakes on too early. You know what? Let's go into emergency. I'm not proud. It doesn't seem, the emergency doesn't seem to stop me any quicker. Look at that. I've missed it now. That's too much talking. We're nearly at East Garforth. Look at that. I just sailed through. So actually, it's counted as a missed station, that. So you know what I'm going to do. Sorry, everybody at Garforth. If you run now, let's just have a quick look. Yeah, oh gosh, I shot right through there. That was Garforth, everybody. If everybody runs quick along this car park, they'll be able to get to East Garforth quite quick, I think. Dear me, right. Less talking on the approach to the station next time. And a little bit more concentration, but we'll get there. Now in TSW, I might have failed that scenario now. But here it just counts as a missed station. Obviously at the end, when you get a rundown, it will tell you had an operational error or similar, but we're not too worried about that. We're just enjoying the run today. So I'm going to get the throttle off right now for East Garforth because it's coming up in just over a quarter of a mile. And I really don't want to miss this one, so I'm going to make sure we get the speed off. Imagine at speed, this station is a hard one to actually spot. Although, obviously, route learning is what comes in there. I think, although I've not run this scenario, I have been on the Harrogate Loop in TS Classic. But I don't know it enough yet to be able to know the stopping points, etc. I've literally played it for about an hour, I think. Let's have a look at the schedule, shall we? So we got East Garforth where we are now. We're due out at 14:38, which is now. We've got Micklefield, and then we've got York. So I should probably also take a screenshot, shouldn't I? Because we need a thumbnail, and I think that will do us. That looks quite nice, that one. We'll take that one just as the doors are closing. We'll give him the guide signal, and off we go. Micklefield is in 1.8 miles. And according to this, we're going to be due in slightly before the scheduled time. So let's go for it. So I should add as well, if you do pick this up, it's got 30 scenarios that come with the route, and those are the ones that are just standard with the route. There's going to be others on Alan Thompson Sim and other sites that are built based on this route. So just looking down the list, there's loads. If you've got all the requirements, I mean, you can swap. You can obviously swap stock in and out as well if you know how to, which I've been doing a little bit of with the help of a few other people using low-core swap. I haven't used the TS tools yet. I've been using low-core swap to do that. I find the interface of low-core swap quite nice, actually, quite straightforward to look at. So I've been using that. But you know, it's always best to use the scenarios really as they're intended if you can. So I don't want to change them too much for when I do eventually buy all the stock. I've got Just Train's Super Voyager as well, which I picked up in the sale, which was half price. I think that the Just Train's portion of the sale. This is direct on the website. This is not through Steam. I got that for a tenner, which is usually 20 quid, 20 odd quid. Anyway, it's 50% off. And that runs on this route as well. That runs on this route, and it runs on the Northern Line. So I've been able to run a couple of scenarios in the Just Train Super Voyager as well. So we might have a look at that at some point. Should have probably sounded the horn for that crossing. This is Micklefield. Once again, I've not properly anticipated that at all, have I? Let's hope we don't miss Micklefield. I don't know. I think we're going to end up out the back. Is it going to do it? Is it going to do it? Right, so it's not letting us... It's not letting us pick anybody up. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it in reverse. Let's go back into the cab and do that because... let's do that. I don't want to go back behind the signal. So I'm going to go back out here because the signal's now changed to red. I should probably carry on, but I'm not going to. Let's see if I can do this without messing it up. We've done enough at that so far. Need to get the back. If I can get the back part of it in, it might let us open the doors. There we go. So everybody off at the back, please. Now, some people wouldn't stream this because it's like, oh, I've gone through the station, they're braking. I don't care about that, and that's what I'm saying. I'm playing this for, you know, for my own enjoyment, really, and you know, it's a learning curve. You know, it's just a learning curve. You get a new unit such as this that you've not driven, and the braking, etc. on these, you know, is all pretty much spot on. So you've got to learn to brake. You've got to learn your stopping distances. You need to learn the routes as well, you know. So, you know, I'm not bothered. I'm not one of those who won't put a video out just because I messed it up. There's no way. You've seen me mess it up enough now. You know what you're going to get when you come and watch this. But anyway, we're off to York and we've got a bit of a hop with this. We got 15 miles to York. Actually, it's just under 16 miles, isn't it? So this will be quite an enjoyable part of the run. Let's have a quick look at the map, shall we? I'll just show you where I am. So I'm down here, and if I just show you the actual loop, so we got Leeds down here, and we got York up there. That is York, I think. That is York. But then you can come right around the loop here, you see, and back round this way to Leeds. So there's a lot you can do on this. Let's have a look, actually. I can't remember the view. Let's have a look at the passenger view, shall we? Is there a passenger view in this? I don't think there is. So we've got the head-out camera. The flyby camera. We no passenger view. That's a shame. So we've got helicopter view at the front. And then from the rear. This is the rear camera. So no passenger view, which is a bit of a shame. York, platform 7 is where we're headed. So in this unit you can appreciate the little rattles and sounds, and I think we can even we can open the window in this one as well to get the full effect. A bit of cab sway going on as well. So we're due in at 14:56. And the booked time is 14:58, so could be a couple of minutes early. Let's see how we get on. Barring any more disasters, that is. Now, does that fan work as well? It does. And you can hear it as well. Be better if I was in a station doing it, but you can just see it moving. There it comes to a stop, you see. That's quite nice. Quite a nice little touch. Even that is a nice screenshot, I'm not going to lie. What's the maximum speed? 75 miles per hour is the maximum speed. So actually, we're kind of breaking the rules, aren't we, with this? Come on, let's do it. Let's do it semi. Let's do it semi properly. I'll just take it down a couple of notches of throttle, and eventually we should lose a bit of speed. Got a crossing coming up. That's interesting. I didn't see that 80 then. Didn't see that at the hood on the bottom. Maybe I just missed it. But if I was going the right speed for this unit, then that wouldn't be a problem anyway, would it? Because I was meant to be doing 75. Let's put the window back up. Obviously, you saw me do it at the beginning. The DRA all works as well on this. So as I've done with TSW, I plan to lift and shift this 150 to different routes and use it elsewhere. I have been trying to look into building my own scenarios as well. So, like, you know, nothing major, but you know, looking at the Northern lines, for example, just running this 150 backwards and forwards to Blackpool, but putting some other traffic on the line as well. So I've kind of been watching a lot of YouTube videos about that. I must admit, right at the beginning, it is a little bit confusing, and it is sort of time consuming as well in many cases, but I've kind of picked up quite a few tips. There's lots of people doing it on YouTube, so at least there is that, and I've got a little bit, you know, a little bit further, so I'm kind of working on that in the background. If anybody knows of a set of tutorials that are absolutely, you know, considered the best for creating scenarios in TS Classic, then just drop me a comment below. Just point it to me. There's the 221, by the way, the Super Voyager, which I talked about. So there you go. That is, you know, one of my DLCs that is actually appearing on this scenario. That's the Just Trains Super Voyager, not the one with not the DTG one from the North Wales Coastal. But yeah, please let me know if there's anywhere that you consider is a good set of tutorials for scenario building, because I would like to do that. Right, we've got 7.6 miles to go still. We can have a look on the map just about where we are right now. If I centre the player. So we're in this triangle here. That's Colton Junction. Is that where we're headed? Colton Junction. Yep. And if you come down here, this goes into a portal. And where does that go? Selby. Goes off to Selby down that side. The one that passed us, by the way, the 221, is the Glasgow Central to Penzance 1V62. I quite like that about this map. You can see, you know, if you have got traffic going backwards and forwards, you can, you know, you can kind of see what it is that's just come past you. Again, it's all about learning, isn't it? If you're interested in railways, you can actually learn a lot from these simulators. I am definitely finding that as well as playing the games, TSC and TSW, I am, as I said at the beginning with the Rail Atlas, I'm actually getting into railways a lot more. It's definitely been that kind of experience for me. I think if we look over to the right there, this is the main line, I believe, coming in. So all the overhead lines have started appearing. As we are approaching York, 5 miles to go. As you can see, I think I've got every requirement for the route itself. I haven't seen any missing assets, so I think I've got everything. I don't think it's got a massive list of requirements, this actually, but go and check out the manual and have a look if you're planning to pick this up. So we're still due to arrive ahead of time, which is quite nice. And I definitely don't want to miss York platform. In fact, I don't know if platform 7 actually is a bay platform. It could be. And if it is a bay platform, we definitely don't want to be missing it for obvious reasons. So I'm going to do this very carefully as we come in. Another 150 going the other way. And let's just have a look where he or she is going. That is York to Hull. 2R95. The 1450 York to Hull. So he's just 4 minutes out of York there. 2.5 miles. I feel sorry for the Garforth people. Not because they live there. I've never been to Garforth. I can tell you that. I've never been there. But we missed the stop completely and we couldn't go back, so it's fine. They'll catch the next one. I'm sure there's one behind us. Right, let's follow speeds very carefully. We need to be down to 60 very soon. And then this is a little bit of a problem, isn't it, in TS Classic, where the speed boards at the bottom, they kind of overlap each other. But I can see we're going down to a 30. So let's get the speed off. Be a 30, then a 20. Let's get down to 30 anyway. Got single yellow coming up. But I must go back to York very soon because I do enjoy going to the Railway Museum, even before I was playing TSW or TS Classic. And it's probably been 10 years or more since I was last at the Railway Museum. So I think now, having played these games, I'll be a bit more aware of what's in there, if that makes sense. Whereas last time I went and I was like marvelling at the engines and the stock that's in there, I think it'll mean a lot more now, having played the games. So I must plan to go back quite soon. The York Minster there, off to the right hand side. Make our way into to York. So how are we doing on time? We're doing at 58 and 30 seconds, so we're just on time. Pretty much spot on. Into York, so that's not bad, is it? Although, you know, again, missing Garforth probably helped us a little bit in that regard. The poor people of Garforth. That might be why they've got East Garforth, because if there's any overruns, then there's a chance to get on at the next station. It is a bay platform look as well, so I was right to be cautious. We cannot afford to overshoot with this one. Let's get the doors open. And if I go to the 8 camera, we've got announcements. Can you hear that? That is another feature of this route. The announcements are excellent. But yeah, this is York Station, which is quite nicely done, isn't it? And that was our little run on the Harrogate Loop between Leeds and York. So I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been fun. It's been an adventure, as it always is. Thanks everybody for watching. I do appreciate it. Don't forget to leave me a like, and we'll be back with the TSW Looking Back series quite soon as well. If you didn't see that, go and check out the first episode of that where we went back to the East Causeway and looked at that and the 313. So, it tells me bad luck. I didn't complete the scenario. Oh well. It was fun. See you on the next one, everybody. Bye for now.